For this tutorial, we're going to make a simple math game, and just to show you what it's going to look like when it's all finished, I have one pre-made here. I'm going to go into full screen mode so you can see. It says tap the fish for the answer, which I created using the text. The 3 plus 6 is actually a character that I drew, and then of course the fish is the one that gives the answer to the question when you tap on it. So we're going to create this project for this tutorial video. So I'm going to go home and create a new project. And the first thing I'm going to do is add a background scene to slide 1 or page 1. So I'm going to click on the picture next to the ABC at the top. That allows me to put in a background. And I'm going to pick the gym and press the check mark. And I could choose to have Scratchy the cat as a character in my scene, but I'm going to X out of that. And then on the left hand side, I'm going to add a couple characters. There's actually a basketball that's preloaded in here, so I'm going to add the basketball. And then I'm going to add another character, which is going to be a little girl. When I press the check mark, I have my two objects there, one character and then one object being the basketball. The next thing I'm going to do is click on the ABC at the top, telling the player of my game to tap the basketball for the math problem answer. So I'll say tap the basketball for the answer. Notice it doesn't quite fit on my screen, so I'm going to click on those 3 A's and choose a smaller font. And what you might be thinking right now is that if I tap the basketball for the answer to what? Well, I do need to add another object to my scene, which is the actual math problem. So I'm going to click on that plus sign inside of the blue circle, and from scratch I'm going to draw a math problem. And this is where you can differentiate for your kids. If you're working with first and second graders, they can do a simple addition or subtraction problem, whereas if you're working with third and fourth graders, you can get a little bit harder problems. And it doesn't just have to be a math problem, it can be really any content area. So I'm going to click on the blank white box there and then use my paintbrush and press the thickest line and make sure that I have the little squiggle mark selected there. And I'm just going to stick with a simple math problem. I will do 5 plus 2 and then press my check mark, and that puts the math problem in my scene. I can put it wherever I want on the screen. And now I'm pretty much ready to go. I just need to do a little programming. So the text tells the player of my game to tap the basketball for the answer. So I need to give the basketball a program. So I'm going to make sure that the basketball is highlighted, and I'm going to start my program using this yellow icon, and that gives me a couple of different choices for how to start the program. Well, if I want my user to tap the basketball for the answer, I'm going to choose that icon that shows the hand or the finger tapping the object. So when I tap on the basketball, I'm going to use the purple icon to grab a speech bubble. The speech bubble, I don't want my basketball to say hi. I want it to say the answer to my math problem, which is 7. So when I tap on the basketball, say 7, and then the ending block is just this red block that closes off the end. So now when I tap on the basketball, it says 7. Easy enough. I can tell my students to add an additional page with a different background and a different math problem, and they pick it up very quickly. I've done this with first and second graders, and if you walk them through the first one and kind of guide them through what you want on each page, they're able to easily add those items. So Basically, each page consists of a background, which is up here at the top. That's where I got the backgrounds. And then it consists of a couple of different characters or objects, one of those being an actual math problem, and then other items as needed. And then, of course, the text on the screen letting the person who is playing your game know what to tap on for the answer. The final piece for kids who might be ready to go a little bit further is when you tap on the basketball and it gives the answer, you might want the basketball to do something. For instance, go in the basket. So that's where I can separate this program down here from being a simple 3-item program to adding some different commands. So the blue arrow gives me some movement commands, and so I might want to have that basketball go up, and you can change it going up 1 space to maybe, let's say, going up 10 spaces. I don't know how far that's going to move my basketball, but let's just tap on the basketball and see. Okay, 10's a little bit too far, so I'm going to change that to a 7 and try it again by tapping on the basketball. Okay, and then I'm going to have that basketball travel to the right towards the basket. And again, I'm just going to guess, let's say 8, and see if that works. Almost perfect there, so I'm just going to change that 8 to a 9. And then I will grab a down arrow and let's just say 7 and see how that looks. Okay, so I might just have one more speech bubble if kids get creative and start thinking of different things that they can do to modify their program. I might say, nice job. And if you truly want to make it interactive, you could say something like, go to the next page for the next problem. Notice that the ending could be that it actually takes you to the next page by putting that ending on instead. Let's say I want to get rid of this one. I can just swipe it up and it takes it off. And now this program will take you to the second slide. So to put this all in motion again, I can tap on the basketball to get the program started. And if I'm presenting this, I can actually go into full screen mode and tap on my basketball. It does its program, says nice job, and then it takes me to the second page. So have fun with this project. It's very simple, and like I said, I've used it with first and second graders, and they were easily able to pick it up after showing them what each page consists of.